Victor Oladipo could be one of the sad stories in recent NBA history. A new report says that NBA front offices are super low on Oladipo. It was legit shocking to find out how bad the offers are right now for a trade. This could mean Vic bounces around the league like Isaiah Thomas, or it means the right team takes a chance, gets the old Vic, and wins a title. Those teams are some of the best in the NBA. They can afford Vic because of how low his trade value is, and for one other key reason. This video explains what that reason is and why front offices are so low than my 5 most interesting trade scenarios. Hey, it's Casey. Welcome to another Monday on AM Hoops. 5 videos per week, always dropping at 5 Eastern. All I ask is a subscribe and notification bells. Also, say what's up on Twitter at Casey Kiernan or over on IG at AM Hoops. Victor Oladipo had a devastating leg injury that shut him down for just over a year. If he comes all the way back from that, it will be inspirational. But he's already been that in his career. Some people forget, because he hasn't played like himself for so long, that Oladipo became a star on the Pacers, like all-star and first-team all-defense. That really sucked for the Magic and the Thunder too, who gave up on him. Orlando drafted Oladipo and traded him in one of the stupidest deals in recent memory. This trade was so bad, the Magic are still suffering from it. They traded Oladipo, the number 11 pick, which was DeMarcus Cousins, and Ersan Ilyasova for Serge Ibaka. Look, Serge is great, versatile offensively, good locker room guy, but he's not like Jimmy Butler. That's what they should have got for 2 All-Stars and a role player. Instead, they flipped Ibaka just 1 year later for a late first-rounder and Terrence Ross. On the Thunder, Oladipo was good, but he wasn't a star. I mean, he played well enough to earn an $84 million extension, but then he was traded with Sabonis to Indy for Paul George and took off. Why? Because then he was in charge of the offense. Playing with Russell Westbrook held him back. And that's no knock on Russ, it's just the type of player Oladipo is. The leg injury in 2019 was really bad, but it wasn't really a surprise. I mean, Oladipo has been injury prone his entire career. Look at this list of lower body injuries since becoming a pro. And you don't have to be a doctor or a coach to see that Oladipo was not himself at all after coming back this year. In his 19 games during the regular season, he averaged career lows in field goal percentage, rebounds, assists, and steals, and it did not get better in the bubble. The worst part is Vic is a free agent after this coming season. He was set to earn the biggest payday of his career. Now there's a chance he's the next Isaiah Thomas or DeMarcus Cousins, an all-star whose career and bank account changed because of injury. But here's the thing, front offices are really low on trading for Oladipo, but that low price opens the door for really good teams to trade for him. Teams like the Mavericks or the Lakers, who don't have many draft picks to offer anyway because they already got big names, can do this deal. But I did say that his low trade value is about more than just his injury, and when I explain this, you'll understand why the Pacers might not want to re-sign him. First off, before the bubble, he announced behind the team's back he would not play. Before that, he rehabbed away from the team in Miami, and The Athletic already reported he wants to move on from Indy. Oladipo and the Pacers keep saying all of that is no big deal, but it might make front offices weary of trading for a disgruntled star. That track record isn't exactly a guy who brings harmony to a winning locker room. His recent injury and his bad play afterward have teams offering way less than we thought. How less? One ESPN report said for Oladipo, a package of Danny Green, Kyle Kuzma, and a late first would be way too much. That is unbelievable. I would expect a lot more in a package for a player like Vic. After this season, Oladipo wants to get paid like Michael Jordan, but his trade value is like Jordan Clarkson. That money gap reminds me of the NBA tragedy that is Isaiah Thomas. He was 100% confident about a max contract offer from the Celtics. He was an all-star who carried the C's to the Eastern Conference Finals with a hip injury. That max deal would have been 5 years, $177 million. Instead, he was traded twice and signed with the Nuggets for 1 year, $2 million. IT lost $175 million due to loyalty and injury. But there's a chance Oladipo is not the next Isaiah Thomas. The first thing is that low trade value getting him on a championship contender, and the second thing is his contract. He's on about a 1-year, $20 million deal, then he expires. That means if teams are saving up for Giannis in 2021, they can take on Vic and it doesn't mess that plan up. Teams can plan for Giannis and still have Oladipo. If it doesn't work out, they let him walk. If he does pan out, they can re-sign him. We're only going to go over my 5 best trade ideas for Oladipo, but the most interesting scenarios. First, the Brooklyn Nets trade Caris LeVert and Nick Claxton for Victor Oladipo. This trade goes through because LeVert also has an injury history. Reports say that the Nets are seriously looking for a third-star trade. They could go all in and spend big on Bradley Beal, or make this trade that doesn't totally gut their future draft capital. The Pacers do this and they get a younger talent on a team-friendly deal under contract for 2 additional seasons. Next up, the Dallas Mavericks trade Seth Curry, Justin Jackson, a first and a second for Oladipo. The Mavs lose needed shooting here with Curry, but they could be selling high on him. The Warriors pick is the first off the board in the second round, so the Pacers are almost getting 2 first-round picks here. On Dallas, Vic is a secondary playmaker that can play off the ball with Luka running things. He also brings a defensive presence the Mavs need. The Heat trade Kendrick Nunn for Victor Oladipo. This seems like a bad deal for Miami, right? I mean, Nunn was 3rd in Rookie of the Year voting, but he's already 25 years old. It's not like he's going to get a lot better, but that's still good enough for the Pacers to want him. Not only was he 3rd in Rookie of the Year voting, he's on a team-friendly deal. On Miami, Oladipo plays the Kendrick Nunn role, only better if healthy. This is a great example of trading for Oladipo while keeping space for Giannis, but it is a huge risk if Oladipo plays poorly. Next, the Lakers trade Danny Green, Kyle Kuzma, and a first for Oladipo. I totally disagree about this package being too much. Kuzma and Green lowered their trade value in the bubble. I actually think this is the minimum Indy would take. Oladipo fits perfectly, especially if Rondo leaves. They need a third best player, a scorer, and a playmaker. Oladipo checks every box. Finally, Josh Richardson, a first and cap filler for Oladipo. The Pacers do this for an athletic two-way scorer who plays primarily the 2, which Oladipo leaves vacant. On Philly, Vic is another scorer, and he fills the Jimmy Butler role from 2 seasons ago. He can bring the ball up and run point as well. But actually, I don't even see them trading him yet. I think that the Pacers will probably wait until the trade deadline because there will be a lot more suitors willing to pay a lot more for a guy who was a 2-time All-Star. Then, Oladipo, if he's lucky, can help a team win a championship and cash in. If not, he will be another sad NBA injury story. Support AM Hoops and click subscribe. Don't miss a daily NBA video.